This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Throughout the nation and around the globe, from his heart to yours, it's Dearjames Live on the radio, here on the Contact Talk Radio Network, bringing you intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dearjames Live. Express yourself. Today's topic, slow down and shut up. The real way to hear the universe. And I know that that's a bold statement. I want to start off the top of the hour, and I know that I have my first caller, Lisa, holding. So stay with me, Lisa. I will get to you very quickly. But I just wanted all of you to know that, you know, I'll explain later in the show how this topic came about. And it is a bold statement. It's all about slowing down, stilling ourselves, and as the universe said, shut up. Listen, it's the real way to hear the universe. And so, as you know, it's express yourself, tell it like it is, and then hear what Dearjames has to say. The first two callers do receive a complimentary 30-minute intuitive reading with myself, Dearjames. Lisa from Illinois is holding, so we've got our first caller. So, as I always say, have the courage to call in, and don't wait till the last minute. You want to get in there and get your free reading because they're pretty amazing, I will tell you that. It's the universe speaking. And I'm the vessel. I'm the conduit that delivers the message. But the universe is just amazing. So anyways, the number to call in, 877-230-3062. The phone lines are open. And let's go right to the top of the hour with Lisa from Illinois. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Dearjames.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. I love the bubbliness in your voice.
Well, this is very, very fun and impromptu. I just happened to get on Facebook last minute before I was getting ready to transition into a new segment of my day, and I saw the post, 2 minutes that had been posted on being able to call in, and so here I am, and how fun is this?
I love that. I love that. Spontaneousness. I like it.
I know. So thank you for offering it, and I'm glad that I was able to connect with you.
Absolutely. Well, tell me what's going on. You get to tell it like it is and then hear what the universe has to say. So what's happening?
Well, I was not prepared to actually ask a question to the universe. So I guess I'm just completely open to whatever you could just impromptu read for me.
Okay. And you know what's funny? I knew you were going to do that it was so funny when I saw you on the call and everything. And I went, she's not going to have a question. She's going to ask me what's going on. So there you go. I like that. So let's see what's going on. Let me get a quick download here.
Okay.
Okay. Have you been thinking for a while now, or having this feeling? I get this feeling in not the pit of my stomach, but in my sternum. You've been wanting to change careers. You've been going through the motions. You've kind of been searching. What do I want to do?
Well, it's interesting because I've been trying not to come at life from that perspective because I want to just appreciate my everyday what-isness. And
right.
Yes, I can see myself creating other things in my life. I'm raising a couple of children at this time, and I got about 10 more years of the mom gig going on where I want to be really available to them because some of the things
right.
that I have in my idea of what I'd like to create in my life will take me away from home, and it'll take me traveling, it'll, do things like that. So in the meantime, I'm just kind of trying to savor all of the everydayness of what I have going on. I'm a hairstylist, so it's very fun to be able to come into my salon with that mindset and play with other people and just be in a place of availability for them, of course, to tap into whatever they may want to, or we might just spend the whole hour talking about recipes,
right.
But when it gets to a place of where there's a lot of negativity and I haven't done my practice work of protecting myself, sometimes my job can be very taxing physically, at the end of the day. And so I've been doing my job for 26 years, so I'm in a place of loving what I do and knowing that I look forward to not having such a possibly physical, occupation down the road, just a different form of energy output, So that's funny.
Well, because the reason I'm saying this is because I keep getting, and I'm still getting it, even as you said all of that, I'm still getting a very strong, and it's not to say that you don't appreciate what you're doing, but it's more of like a subconscious pull of wanting to do, for dare I say, more. I use the word more because you're already like, really? You want me to do more? But it's not, it's wanting to do more, meaning, this has been, as you've stated, you like the gig you have. But what I'm getting is that there's a deeper sense of what you want to do. There's a deeper, and you've kind of, as you've said, you've placed that on hold. You've placed the big dreams, the big stuff, on hold in order to focus on the other big dreams, which is raising a family. Mm-hmm. So what they're saying to me is that they want you to take your foot off the brake, is what they're saying. They're like, tell her to get her foot off the brake and start rolling with and embracing. That's really the word. You can have it all. And I know that everybody says, no, you can't. But I'm a big believer that, no, actually you can. Mm-hmm. And so the funny thing is, when we, even if we're appreciating every moment, if we kind of limit ourselves, if we dim our light because we feel like that's the best way, we then miss the opportunities that we're really meant to share, that we're meant to experience and share. And so they are kind of saying, she's dimmed her bulb, so to speak, thinking that she's doing it for all the right reasons, but she's dimmed her bulb.
Thank you so much.
And they don't want, they don't want you to dim your bulb. They want you to, it's very funny. They want you to, play a high octane role, is what they're saying. They're like, have you seen this woman? She's like turbo, and so you're turbo and you're kind of running on this, diesel generator.
I feel that.
It's got a constant hum. It's reliable. It's there. It's going to keep the lights on and the fridge full and, all that stuff. It's going to do all that. It's constant. But it's not, but it's not, that only works for so long. And then we start to, we kind of start to fall in on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? The walls start collapsing in a little bit. And because we forget, I have this life I'm meant to live. And you're really meant to bring your children along for the ride.
Okay, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Well, in other words, so many people, they get married or not, and they have children, and all of a sudden, they just kind of forget their life. And I understand, I'm a big advocate of placing children first, but that comes with a caveat, and that caveat is place them first as long as you're not completely sacrificing yourself. There has to be time in the day for you. Otherwise, over the course of time where you feel like you're giving and doing and, you're being the super mom and this great, you realize that she's like a shadow of the whole. Because
and what I'm getting from this too is that in reality, I'm kind of doing my children a disservice if I'm not being all of who I am in the presence of them, because then they are missing out on something that could be even more of a magical experience together. So that's lovely. Thank you.
That's exactly what the message is if you brighten your bulb, if you go to that super unleaded instead of the diesel, then your just natural high, your natural energy is going to offer such amazing experiences, and everybody wins. Everybody wins in that, and you come away a real hero, a real winner, because you're demonstrating that to them the act of living. Mm-hmm. And that is something that we forget. We forget to live. Mm-hmm. And in Slow Down and Shut Up, the real way to hear the universe, it's all about really listening. And I would say to you, your soul's been telling you for a while, get going. And you're like, yeah, You're good at that. They're telling me you're really good. They're making me laugh. They're like, she's really good at that. She has a lot of, yeah, no, I know better. I got this. I got this. You over there? Shh, be quiet. Shh.
Right.
And they're telling me it's time for you, Lisa, to really take your foot off the brake. And this is going to be funny because they're telling you to speed up in one way. And at the topic of the show is slow down and shut up, listen. So stop ignoring your soul compass because you're hearing it and you're ignoring it. Mm-hmm. You're playing, as I call it, you're playing squirrel, Well,
I've been spending a little bit more time on the to-do list and the action roles of life of what makes it a good day, as opposed to looking at, the bigger picture. And would you suggest doing more automatic writing? I do a lot of journaling. I journal just about every day, and I try desperately not to do the to-dos in my journal because I want it to just be kind of like a writing of sorts where I do get a lot of answers through my writing. But is there like another course of action that I can take to be able to be more clear on what it is that I'm downloading, or just kind of sit with it with the quietness a little bit more and have them be much more, direct in which direction I should go at this point? Because it's writing. It's like I want to write, I want to speak, I want to, and I've been feeling like I want to just take all of what I've learned from the authors that I've been studying for the last 25 years of my life and now have had enough life experience that, but it doesn't everybody have a story? That's what comes up for me. I think, and who doesn't have a story, Lise? Why do you think you really got one to tell? And maybe that's not it at all. Maybe it's not about the writing. I'm not sure, James. So, I guess there's my question.
Yeah, well, two things. One is in your journaling, and to answer your question, what are you to do? You're to listen. If there's one word I gave you to answer that question, it would be listen, because you're being directed. You're being highly directed, and your second statement was all about, for lack of better words, self-doubt. Mm-hmm. You have a story. You have something to offer. And you're meant to embark on that. And so the biggest thing would be, one of the greatest things is to not listen to the ego mind and to not listen to others that tell you that have already defined you. Mm-hmm. Because that will help you redefine yourself, broaden your definition of yourself. Mm-hmm. You're not just the things you already are. You're all the things you've ever wanted to be. Mm. And so all you have to do is listen. So when you journal, listen to the answers. When you sit quietly, listen. Listen to those answers because they're directing you, and then have the willful intention to follow through. Mm.
Nice. That's the piece. That's what I'm hearing going, we have a winner. Did you hear that part, Lisa? That's the responsibility part.
Yes, exactly. Accountability, responsibility. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do, Lisa, and we'll talk about this more in your private 30-minute intuitive reading with me, but I want you to begin looking at establishing a Facebook page, a business page, and begin putting together what it is. Your identity is what I'm trying to say. This identity, the soul identity that you have, start putting it together. What does the page look like? What would the content be? What is the imagery? What are the things? And start building that, because that's going to be your bridge to transition.
Nice. I like that.
That's going to be your segue. And from there, you'll leap, you'll take off. Okay. And, I'm laughing. I just see this diesel generator humming along in the background. I'm like, that's going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, well, that's terrific. And thank you for this. I'm feeling so, my vibration is very, very high right now. And thank you for the anticipation of what I'm going to be able to find out as I choose to sit in silence and listen. And I appreciate the fact that you offered this today for me, and I look forward to the complimentary 30-minute one with you, James.
You're wonderful. I thank you so much for having the courage to call in live. I love your spirit. It's so bubbly.
Thank you.
So we're gonna put you on supercharged octane, and I will follow up with you after the show.
Okay, great. Thank you, James. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So you're listening. I know, Pablo, you're there, and I'm going to go to a quick station break, and I'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. You're listening to Dearjames Live on the radio. Express yourself. Tell it like it is, and then hear what Dearjames has to say. Today's topic, slow down and shut up. The real way to hear the universe. We'll be right back after this station break.
The desire to be more consciously enlightened is innate. Do you feel there's more to life? If so, find the resource that's right for you by going to dearjames.com/resources. You are the reality you create. Make it a great one. When you ask a question, the universe hears you, and in a multitude of ways, they seek to communicate with you to provide the intuitive insight, answers, and advice you seek. From serious to silly, monumental to mundane, there's nothing the universe can't cover. Maybe the insight you receive is exactly the affirmation you were looking for. Then again, it may just give you a whole new perspective on things. And that's the beauty of the universe. Submit your question to Dear James at dearjames.com and click Ask.
The gift of giving is immeasurable. Give of your time, talent, resources, and money. Give not only because you can, but because by doing so, it is already coming back to you. As a people, we are only as strong as the least among us. Together, we harness the power of the collective whole and see through our deeds the power of miracles, both large and small. Find the charity that's right for you by visiting www.dearjames.com and click on Charitable Giving. One person or kind act really does make the difference.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dearjames Live. Express yourself. Tell it like it is, and then hear what Dearjames has to say. I want to go to my second caller who's been holding, Pablo from Seattle. Hello, hey, Pablo.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Good. I hear a little bit of hesitation there.
I'm a little bit nervous, you know.
Oh, don't be nervous. It's always a safe place here at Dearjames Live, so don't. Just take a deep breath and be yourself.
Yeah, this is my first time, so...
No. It's always okay. You and I are like talking on the telephone. It's no big deal.
Perfect. I like it. Well...
So what's happening, Pablo?
I want to know why I'm in this position. I've been working. I'm a workaholic. I like to create new things. And every time when I'm doing good, I start doing good in life, something happened to me. There's all the time something happens. I live in this constant roller coaster. I go up and down, up and down, up and down. with my health, with my money, with my family, everywhere, in every single aspect of my life, it is the same. Like a few months ago, I did a business, it started doing good, and then plummet. And when it plummeted, and I started doing the same business again, and I focused, they entered to the house where I have all the stuff, and they rob everything. So I have to start all over again, and it's tiring.
Right. Yeah, it's a cycle. It is
a cycle, and I don't know how to stop it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about issues of, because you have a good personality. You're like my first caller. I can feel your energy. It's very light. It's very good. But there's a belief system. There's a belief system that you're not worth the success. So you're a good initiator, and you have good energy. You have good enthusiasm. Tomorrow's show, The Power of Enthusiasm. You have this great enthusiasm, and then you start to falter. You start to believe that it's going to take too much. It's all in your head. What they're showing me is that you get going, and it's like your head is shut off in the beginning because you're almost on a natural high of enthusiasm, and you get going, and then all the fear starts coming in, and the chatter in your head starts coming.
Oh.
Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's what's happening is you go from this place of enthusiasm and joy and excitement about what you're going to be doing. And then it's like the minute that euphoria, that high, because it's an energy high. It's this is so exciting. I'm so ready to do all of this. And once that high leaves, whack, fear. All this fear cards, you start feeling it. You start to sweat.
What happened is it is when I'm achieving, or I think that I'm in the right path to achieve the goal that I put my mind on. When I start doing it, has to happen something that brings me down. My energy keeps going. I keep doing it. I said, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to succeed. But no, you know what? No, I don't succeed.
Because what you have to do is you have to face the fear. And that's one of the greatest problems that we all have, and is that we fear fear. And you can't do that anymore. You have to look at fear as a friend. Fear is your friend. It's there to propel you. It's not there to scare you. It's not there to limit you. It's not there to box you in and have you fail. It's there so that you can stop and listen. Slow down and listen and say, what is it, fear, that you're trying to teach me or show me? Because it's not, you already understand the fear of failure. You already understand that. Mm-hmm. This is more about you looking to say, what's the real gem behind fear? So, do you understand that? Do you understand what I'm... So, what you want to start realizing and looking at is, okay, because what they're also saying to me is that you unconsciously self-sabotage yourself.
That is what I think.
Right. You're constantly, you get going and you've got this will and all of this, but you're already expecting the catastrophe.
Yeah.
And so, of course, that's what you bring to yourself. You actually draw that to yourself, and it's repetitive because you're saying, well, it just keeps happening, so it's going to happen.
I read The Secret, and I do Ho'oponopono, a lot of things, and I try to shut up that part of my mind that is telling me that I'm not going to succeed, and I try to speak positive all the time.
Right.
But at the end, something happens. So.
Well, because the piece that you're missing is, and they're saying to me, you've got to bring that along with you. You're trying to snuff it out, and you're meant to bring it along and say, no, come on. We're going to do this together. I'm going to show you. Because it's the retraining. It's the retraining of your soul, your emotions. Your soul knows that it wants to succeed. But your ego says, we're going to fail. And so when you then stop and say, okay, Did you grew up? This is what I'm getting is that this is kind of ingrained in you from a very young age, that life was hard. There was hardship in your original family, if you will, your parents and your upbringing with your siblings and stuff. Life wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. And so you have a belief system that says you have to struggle to get everything that you ever achieve in life. Mm-hmm. It's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
And you have to start seeing that that's not true, that is a choice. We choose to have that belief system. Because when you let go of that belief and you say, no, you know what? Life will come to me easily. My goals will come to me easily. I have the ability. I have everything I need. I have God in the universe right here with me. Their hand is upon my back. I can do this. We can do this. And you start shifting your belief system. You'll then see how, by letting go of that belief system of the past, you're able to move forward into your new future, the one that you really want. But you keep telling yourself life is tough. You keep telling yourself it's expected that I will run into obstacles, that I will fail, that I'll have to start and stop, because that's what your family's experience was.
Yeah, and it's somehow manifesting in every way. So I'm on vacation now, and when I was having fun and I was enjoying life, I get this big abscess in the really lower back of my back,
Right.
And to the doctor, and then almost a surgery. Come on, I said, I was having fun. Why I have to suffer now this? It seems that I feel guilty of having fun,
Exactly. You feel guilty if you, what they're saying, and that's a physical manifestation mm-hmm. of your mental dis-ease. What you just described, that's something that is a mental belief trying to purge itself from your body. You have to, Pablo, what you have to really, the secret here, I love that. The secret here is for you to realize that it's okay to be the chosen one out of your family. It's okay to be the one that succeeds. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. There's no negative, because you're also the kind of soul that will share that beauty with others. And so the more that you start to transition and see life is abundant, life is good, that is what I'm meant to have. And you chose this. They're showing me that you chose these parents and this life and these circumstances up to this point. You've chosen all of this because it's what you wanted to transcend. It's what you wanted to overcome. You wanted to understand self-worth, self-value, loving life, the richness of life. And how better to do that than to come from a life of hardship.
But I'm tired.
Well, yes, because now you're supposed to lay it down, and you haven't yet laid it down. You're still hanging on. You're still dragging, is what they're saying to me. You're still dragging this wet blanket. And if you can visualize this heavy, wet blanket and see yourself letting it go, and every time that fear comes, realize that you have your hand back on that heavy, wet blanket and mentally let go of it.
That's a good exercise. I'm going to start using it.
It's that way you'll start to see. And the more you let go, the minute you feel, oh, there's that wet blanket, get my hand off of it, let go. And you keep moving, and you're going to get lighter and lighter and lighter until you don't have all the starts and stops, and you don't have these fears and failures. You have all of this faith and this fun. You'll have all of that, but it's a transition. You've got to transition. You've got to let go of the old blanket. It's not serving you well.
It is comfy, though, you know.
Oh, it was, see? Aha. And that's why you keep hanging on to it, because you know it. It's the blanket you know.
Yeah.
And that blanket is smothering you.
Ah.
It's causing you dis-ease. It's causing all of these things to malfunction.
Yeah.
Because it's. I mean, literally, I'm going to be funny with you for a minute. They're showing me in my head this big, heavy, nasty, like burlappy wool blanket. It's just heavy. It's sopping wet with hot, warm water. It's stinky, and you're dragging it around. So, let go of that blanket. It's not comfy. It's stinky.
It's stinky, yeah. Yeah, it is stinky.
Yeah, and the more you start to see that visualization, the more you'll come to, you're going to free yourself. You're not going to need the blanket.
Yeah, because sometimes I try to blame the world, God, I don't know, or whatever. Because, hey, I'm going to start doing okay, and they ruin everything. I'm going to start doing okay again, and then I get this body sickness. So, oh my gosh.
You're meant to have a good time on vacation. You're meant to go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Your good things are wonderful. Don't rob yourself of that anymore. Just know, I get to laugh and smile in life. You hear it in your soul. This is your soul.
Yeah.
You hear it. It's amazing. You have a really good soul. And so they're saying, laugh, jump, sing in the shower, play in the mud puddles.
And that is me.
This is what you're meant to do, and make no apologies.
That is what I do. That is what I do. I try to live happy, But I see, as you say, my family. Now I'm divorced, so I see my kids that are not having the fun that I'm having right now, and I feel guilty. So,
but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If you share, instead of the guilt is a wasted emotion. If you were to give them just an ounce of the joy you feel, as opposed to a bucket of the guilt you feel, their life would be so, so much richer. Share the joy with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your smile. It's in your words. It doesn't have to be monetary. Share your positive energy with them.
Mm-hmm. That is what I do every day.
That's fruitful.
Yeah. That is what I do. I talk to my kids in a positive way. Not like I used to hear, life is difficult. No, life is fun. Life is good. And everything that you believe is going to come through. So that is how I talk to my kids, But that is not the way that I was raised.
No, because you're meant to break the cycle. You're meant to transcend the lesson.
Yeah.
You're not meant to become it. So don't get rid of the nasty blanket.
Can I send it to you, please?
And we will. No. You're going to burn it. I don't want that blanket.
Okay, I'm going to burn it.
Yeah, you burn the blanket. You have a visual burning of the blanket.
Perfect.
And the more and more and more that blanket goes away, the richer your life will become. And that's something, Pablo, that you will share and teach your children.
Mm-hmm.
And that is priceless.
Yeah, that is my mission, I think, to teach my kids to be happier than that I am.
Exactly. Well, no, as happy. You will be happy. You're saying to yourself, I'm not happy.
I'm happy, but I want them to be more happy than me, happier.
Okay, fair enough. Always good to give our children more, but
yeah.
We'll talk more about this. I'm gonna hone in on this with you and give you some actual visualizations and things I want you to do moving forward when we have our private consultation. So we'll do that. But in the meantime, have a great vacation and laugh and sing and dance. You're meant to do this.
Thank you.
All right?
I will.
All right. I'll be back in touch.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Pablo.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So you're listening to Dearjames live on the radio here on the Contact Talk Radio Network. I do have a third caller, Amia. I'm going to go to a quick station break, Amia, and then we'll come back and take your call. So stay there with us. It is Express Yourself, Tell It Like It Is, and then hear what Dearjames has to say. Today's topic, slow down and shut up. The real way to hear the universe. We'll be back after this station break.
Available for private, individual, group, and corporate consultations, Dearjames will provide you with the intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions. Schedule your consultation by going to www.dearjames.com and click on Consultation. The gift of giving is immeasurable. Give of your time, talent, resources, and money. Give not only because you can, but because by doing so, it is already coming back to you. As a people, we are only as strong as the least among us. Together, we harness the power of the collective whole and see through our deeds the power of miracles, both large and small. Find the charity that's right for you by visiting www.dearjames.com and click on Charitable Giving. One person or kind act really does make the difference.
When you ask a question, the universe hears you, and in a multitude of ways, they communicate to you the intuitive insight, answers, and advice you seek. Ask Dearjames a question and experience the magic of the universe. Visit Dearjames.com and click Ask.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dearjames Live here on the Contact Talk Radio Network. Today, express yourself, slow down, and shut up. The real way to hear the universe. It's a powerful statement. It's a bold statement. And I'm going to go to my third caller here, and then we'll come back at the end of the hour, and I'll give you some tips and tricks to utilize in terms of how to slow down and listen to the universe. But let's go to Amla. And I apologize, Amla, from Connecticut. I said Amia in the original because I'm not wearing my reading glasses. So hello, Amla. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well. So I'm sorry I messed up your name before the break.
Oh, no worries. Not a problem at all.
So what's happening? What's happening?
I relate to the previous caller very much so. In the sense, I'm on the other side. I hope the previous caller is still listening because I've been through many hardships and I'm on the other side now. And this year is my first year. I'm actually feeling alive and well and amazing and just amazing. And so I just wanted to convey that to the last caller because if you have faith, you can get through anything. And I'm living proof of that. So I just wanted to say that. For sure.
Amen to that.
Yes.
That's a beautiful statement and an affirmation. So
yes.
Is there something?
Yes.
Yes.
I met somebody a month ago, and I feel like it's a karmic relationship, and I'm wondering. It started off it's only a month, but it's very rocky, and I'm wondering what you feel or see for that in the sense of. What's the purpose of this person in my life right now?
Because I got something before when you were speaking about, this is the first year that you're really feeling amazing and everything.
Yes.
I'm going to give it to you the way I get it. I always say, tell it like it is. So,
okay.
This relationship is somewhat like a test because. Okay. You've come a long way. You've come a long way, baby. That statement,
Yes.
That ad. It's an ad. It's from an ad, but you've had a lot of heartache and hardship and
yes.
And what they're saying to me is you're right at the precipice. You're right at the cusp.
Okay.
Of really transitioning.
Okay.
Of like really, really, really. Owning it all.
Okay, awesome.
And so this relationship is really a holdover. It's a test. Okay. It's a holdover. Meaning,
can you explain a little bit more about that, the test part?
Well, because when we search to move and we say that we're ready and we really move into our newness, our new skin.
Yes.
There are always, and I use the word test. It's not, mean it as in you're being tested in a negative way or something like that. It's the universe signaling to you to gauge your conviction, to gauge your commitment to self.
Yes.
And so this relationship, he demonstrates a lot of, he hits a lot of buttons.
Yes. Yep.
And he raises a lot of fears, buttons, anxieties, angers. He hits them all.
Yeah.
He hits them all. And
I feel like he's, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just feel like he's definitely enabling me to stand in my power. I've never been so focused, and I'm speaking my truth, and I'm not afraid of it. And that's what he's bringing out of me. So that's why it's so rocky right now, because of that. Right. I really stand firm in I worked way too hard on my own self-growth, self-worth, self-respect. Right. Yeah. So.
Right. And so, and the key word that you use that I want to bring to your attention, because this is why he's there.
Okay.
Is enabling. You want to be very cognizant, aware, conscious.
Okay.
That this is like your graduate degree. This is that's what this really is. And so, because you're also not meant to be so fixed and abstinent, that you're so fixed in your ways and your statements that you enable yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
You don't want the pendulum to swing from one side to the far other side. You want the pendulum to be slowly moving right in the center, keeping its rhythm. And
exactly. That's beautifully said. Yes.
Right. And so this gentleman brings out the pendulum swing to the far other side. And while he allows you, let me put it, while his presence and his interaction allows you to demonstrate your commitment to self,
yes.
Your newfound power and independence and strength,
yes.
That does not make a perfect relationship.
Okay.
That does not make a perfect self.
Okay.
Because then you're operating in the extreme.
Right. And not within that rhythm that you were just describing.
Right. So because that's going to be constant then, that's going to be a constant power play, power struggle, power play.
Okay.
That doesn't feel good. That's going to wear you out faster than the years of torment that you had before.
Ah, got it. Okay.
You see that? Because you're constantly operating in high gear.
Right. Right.
No engine likes to run in high gear all the time. It's like, no,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Sounds like the dryer's lost its bearings and it's just smoking somewhere. So you don't want, you want to bring it to a place where you recognize, and this is really I'm using the word test, and I'm going to give it to you. It's that test of realizing you're not meant to operate in the extremes. You're meant to be
this doesn't serve me anymore, and that's what I was used to. Like you were saying before, the years of the other stuff, it does. I'm recognizing everything all in one person. Yes. Okay.
Exactly, because it's coming in a different form. And that's why I'm saying it's a test of your commitment. It's the universe presenting you to see, do you discern this wrapped in a different package?
Right. And I don't. So what do you suggest to move forward? Have a sit down. I've reached out to him. He's not reaching out to me at all. I don't know what's going on with him at all. I've done my end, and it's not ego-based either. I really want to have just a sit-down conversation with him to express how I feel.
But there's no need.
Okay. Why?
Because Amla, how do I say this? part of that is an ego thing. Even if it's meant from the best place, it's an ego thing. If you really just stopped and quieted yourself, what's today's topic? Slow down and shut up, right? So if you slowed down and shut up and listen, you already know in your soul you're meant to walk away. You're meant to let go.
Okay.
You're right.
Look,
right? You know that. You already know this. And so you're just trying to wrap this in, like I'm not a bad person stuff, which is more just trying, and it's unnecessary. You gleamed the lesson.
All right.
And you know it. You in your soul, I'm feeling it right in the center of my sternum. It's like, she knows, let go.
Okay.
So you know that.
And so it is. I will.
And
I
now
am.
and now you recognize, he was another form of my entire history and past, just wrapped in a different package.
Okay. Yes.
And that way, when you see that, you go, okay. And you can see yourself now. I'm big with visuals. Here's the pendulum. It was over here. Okay. Now I've swung the pendulum because where you were weak before, I'm giving you the words they're giving me. Where you were weak before, you're now wanting to show your empowerment, your power.
Yes.
And what they're saying to you is, be very graceful. Act with grace in that presentation.
All right.
Because if you do it powerfully, demonstratively and powerfully, you're still demonstrating fear behind that power, because you feel the need to be so boisterous, so loud, instead of resonating with the grace in your power, your empowerment.
Okay. Excellent.
It's like, and they're giving me the analogy of money, and there's the old money. When people have, when it's old money, when you have it, there's no need to talk about it.
You're right on. Yes.
When it's new money, you feel like you need to show everybody and tell everybody, oh, look at my money, look at my money.
Right.
But when you just know that you have it, there's no need to talk about it.
Okay. Oh, this is so wonderful. This is great. No, really, I'm so glad, I'm talking about this with you. It was nagging me, and I was going back and forth. I knew in my soul, as you could feel it from me, but I was really going back and forth with this. So,
this is put a period at the end of this sentence, move forward, and do it with just this calm confidence and grace. Because you really do have, and it's always been there. There were lessons and there were karmic things at play and all of that you wanted to work through.
Right.
Which is why you suffered so, is the way they're putting it. But now today's a new day. It's a new dawn. Yes. And you're just meant to walk in confidence, walk in grace, walk in calmness.
Absolutely.
And that resonates, from inside. That's just a really powerful place to be.
Awesome.
So
this test, in the air quotes test. So, you see me walking in my new skin after this. Is this I don't know. Is this the so-called finale of? I know there's no finales of tests per se, but just after this long haul, do you see any good things happening?
Don't you see good things happening?
Yeah, I do. I do. Yes. I just am just anxious.
don't be. This is what I'm saying to you. Once you fundamentally click, it has nothing to do with this man. He's just a mirror that you asked to show up so you could see yourself better.
Okay.
He plays his role.
Right.
And so this is an inside job. This is an internal. When you click, when you flip the switch inside and say, I am done with that. I'm done with that pendulum swing, and I'm done with this pendulum swing. I'm going to see myself right here in the center. And you just operate from that place of being.
Right.
then all of these beautiful, great things will come to you because you're centered and you're calmly, and you're listening. You're calmly centered and listening. And when you feel it, act with grace, act with calm, act with confidence. It's that simple.
I love that. That's beautifully said. And I'm definitely imagining anytime there's any kind of like the pendulum swing from one end to the other, I'm going to imagine that pendulum having the rhythm within the center, within me.
Exactly, because you'll be able to then, you're in control of the pendulum.
Yes.
It's not any external element or person or force, it's you. And so the minute you see it and you pull it down and you just slow it down and you listen and you feel it, it'll reset. You'll reset. And then you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm in my rhythm. Here I am.
Yes, I love that. Oh, thank you.
Yay.
I have so many chills like running up and down my spine. Like my whole frequency, my whole energy is completely shifted because you hit it. You're amazing. It's awesome. I'm so glad I talked to you.
Well, I'm glad. And you know what? I usually only do 2, but I'm going to do 3 because I want to talk to you and give you some additional insight from the universe and everything. So on your march forward. So I will talk to you. I'll reach out to you after the show and we'll set up a private consultation.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Amla. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay, so we are listening to Slow Down and Shut Up, the real way to hear the universe. It's Dearjames live on the radio. And I just wanted to tell you, we're down to the last few minutes, and a lot of this, the core message, and especially that resonated with the 3 callers today, it's all about clearing the chatter, the chores, and the choices from your mind. You have to realize that these are choices you're making. They're the 3 C's: chatter, chores, and choices. Eliminate them from your mind. Slow down and listen to, let your internal GPS, your soul, connect with source and let it guide you. And from that, you will then see this resonance. You will slow yourself down and you'll hear the guidance. You'll hear what you're meant to let go of. And as you move more and more into this awareness of your inner compass, it is always there. This GPS is on 24/7. It never, ever, ever leaves you. And it doesn't fail you. We make choices in life, and we have to be willing to choose to listen or not listen. Those are the greatest things. The best ways of clearing your mind: sit in silence, walks in nature, meditations, all of these beautiful things. Be at the ocean, be in the mountains, take a hike, take a walk, smell a flower. All of these things will slow you down, and you'll see the beauty in life, and you'll start to fine tune into that channel, which is your soul channel. Breathing techniques. Change your breathing. I always say to people, breathe, take a breath, because that's another big way to calm yourself. Breathing is very important, and there's ancient modalities that talk about breathing and how it can alter consciousness and how it can alter your being and truly your wellness. So monitor and watch your breathing, and overcome the I don'ts. I don't know how. I don't hear anything. I can't. There's all these I don'ts in our heads. Calm yourself and eliminate them. And from there, you will start to resonate with this fine tuning. It's like a tuning fork. And you're going to fine tune until you start really hearing your soul speaking to you. And it's speaking to you constantly. So with that in mind, I love today's show. It's all about listening to the universe. I thank you so much for having the courage to call in live, and for all of you listening. And you've been listening to Dearjames Live here on the Contact Talk Radio Network. And as I often say, no matter where you are or whom you're with or what you're doing, wrap yourself in goodness. We'll see you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Dearjames Live on the radio with your host, Dearjames. Gain intuitive insight, answers, and advice to your life questions and so much more by tuning in next week and visiting Dearjames.com.